So, you've mostly finished your project. Do you want to see mine?
What, this chopper thing that you built?
Yeah.
1 second.
It's over at Outpost TT, so you'll have to spawn over there.
Alright, I'm just going to despawn this because I need to do more work to it.
Suppose I should fuel it, really, actually.
Right, where am I going?
Outpost TT, it's over the far left side of the discovered area. This is a complete rework of one of my other choppers.
Lock doors closed if it tilt sensors sends you upside down.
On this island, it's stupid.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah, I could have like an override, but then how would you ever get out of the boat? Oh, did he put a squirrel logo on it?
It's Squirrel Rescue.
No, it'd let you do like... Oh, is that multiple pixel art fonts?
Yeah.
Nice.
Those are the light up ones as well, so I can light it up at some point.
Looks very nice.
And it flies quite well, surprisingly.
You have to crouch to get in.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get this connected. Tell me if I'm close. Oh, yeah, it's attached. Awesome. Right, fueling.
Get to the chopper! What equipment's on board? I can see rescue.
You got dive, scuba, Arctic, and parachute.
Will it fly? That's the question.
It flew almost all the way to the other island in my test, but that was in the middle of a storm, and it was my fault that it crashed.
Can I just point out it's perhaps not a good idea to have the parachute furthest away from the door?
It's fine.
Like, of the two, scuba gear or parachute, parachute's probably more necessary.
Yeah, it's fine. I can easily move that around.
It's already been thought of, Ryan. Putting a helipad on there. The trouble is like...
Nav lights above.
The big trouble with having a helipad on the ship
Lights, starter.
is that if I want to put a winch crane, it's going to get in the way of the the blades on the heli when it comes in. Yeah, where's the tail rotor, Jack?
Ah, it doesn't have one. It's a Notar.
So what's it stabilizing with?
Well, in the real world, Notar's stabilized with like a drum thing in the tail, but this is just naturally stable.
What engines it got?
Medium diesel. Okay, this may go completely wrong, but we'll soon see. The temperature is still a bit of a pain, so I have to keep an eye on it.
It's warming up nicely.
Yeah, it runs at about 110 degrees, which is so close to the blow rate.
Yeah, isn't that like 8 away from explosion?
Yeah.
Have you got that parachute ready there, Simon?
Yeah, I'm already wearing it.
Problem is, when they put the heat up on the engines, they completely ruined the helicopters and... Right, here we go. See, it's lovely and stable.
We're doing vertical speed 23 meters a second. Why have you got your vertical speed in meters per second and your horizontal in knots?
Yeah, I couldn't be bothered to make the calculation. I will at some point change it to its normal reading.
You've got the altitude in feet though.
Yeah.
So you multiplied the speed and the altitude, but not the vertical speed.
Well, doing a horizontal speed and the altitude is easy enough, but I didn't have a pre-made microcontroller for changing it to, what's it called, feet per minute.
I think you can stop climbing now. Like, save some fuel maybe. That looks like a bird. The heli appears to be venting something. That's the exhaust out the engine. It's just that the game draws it. It looks more like a liquid than gas. It's a bit weird. Well, that's just the engine exhaust. What's the engine temperature? 113. Would it help if you put like 2 rads on it instead of 1 rad or a bigger rad or something?
It's got 2 rads.
It's what size?
The standard engine rads.
Yeah, you perhaps want to put 2 of those, like one of the big ones on rather than 2 little ones.
There aren't any big radiators. There's a heat sink, but that doesn't work as well against air.
Can you measure the rotor RPS?
I think you can. I can't remember. I'm sure that's doable. Lol, why don't in a sling? It's really glitching out along the side of the aircraft.
It actually looks okay for me, but I'm the host. Yeah, I use a keyboard for driving the boat, yeah.
So what I can do is I can put auto holder on now, drop the power of it. And we should hopefully start to descend.
Well, descending alright. 12 meters per second and climbing.
Bye, Sonny.
How do you
15
deploy a
meters.
parachute?
You can have a long swim.
Spacebar, I think it was.
That didn't work.
Can we drag Whiteland in the water?
Oh, it's F. I think it's F.
Pay respect.
Let me see if we can dunk him.
Salt meter supplies an RPM reading if you can wire up one
I saw one on
rotor.
RPG right now.
Right, we're going down. At least I think we're going. No, we're going up. Why are we going up? You've got to make such sensitive adjustments on this. I really need to make to adjust the way that works.
So I take it some of you didn't deploy the parachute in time?
No, I got crippled by the crushing depth of the ocean.
It could just be me, but I think we're coming down a bit fast.
Yeah, we are. There you go.
I think you're going up quite quick.
Like I said, sensitive to adjustment. Just needs a bit of work. And a bit of practice.
That's it. Give Whiteland a quick bath. Yep, there he is. He's in the water. Nice. Survival skills.
Right, let's go over to the land.
He's
I think I need to
like,
move the throttle onto WASD or arrow key or something.
and before we put him down too hard. If I was him, I'd probably winch myself up right now. Otherwise, this is going to end badly. Out for your speed.
Wyland's bailed.
I don't blame him.
I think.
Oh, hello.
There you go, parked.
Good parking.
Yeah. Doorstep.
Scuba gear, quick.
Oh, well. Yeah, I need to adjust that throttle to make it a bit more, or a bit less sensitive.
At least it didn't die. You might have to respawn that from the map or something.
Yeah, I will. But other than the slightly sensitive throttle, it works really well.
I'd say it looks really nice. I think you've definitely got to work on the throttle and controls and stuff because it is really oscillating up and down.
Yeah.
And maybe like the cooling, but I suspect what's happening is you've got too much engine RPS, and maybe some gears would help.
The RPM's tuned right down so that it only gets to 30 RPS.
And 30 RPS and it's overheating. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why everyone was really annoyed when they did this whole engine heat change. And it was worse, and then they nerfed it back about half. So it was actually worse than that.
So we're gonna sleep and get a mission or something.
Yeah, let me just port back over to you guys.
I'll just spawn the boat so we can sleep.
So is the boat good now? Apart from that roof problem.
You could use it to do things, I guess. I need to just change some settings on the dial so that it's reading correctly. It's a massive storage tank. I mean, if you fill that, I could chuck a water spawner in and probably see it how much it's gonna sink by.
Yeah. Sleep again?
Cool. Need to treat the one. It's just to the north, called you can do that.
Yep.
Nice simple one.
Yeah. So did you wanna? Oh, are we underwater for you guys?
You guys are like floating around
for a second.
That's a really stormy sea.
I was very underwater then.
That's really weird because we're inside a sealed unit, so. I don't know. I mean, it's not tested at sea. It's bigger.
Well,
we got a hole in the roof. One sec.
If you fix those roof holes above the sleeping area.
And the extra block.
And that the random extra block on the floor.
When you say a hole in the roof?
It's...
Oh, that little corner one you was on about.
Yeah, yeah. And then make the changes that you wanted to make to the dial. Or add the spawner if you want, and just check that quickly.
Okay, fix the hole. I'll remove the superfluous block. The front ballast was now 9485. Storage tank was 114000. What else was there?
Did you get the random block on the floor? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I was going to what? Spawn it with water?
Yeah, test its buoyancy.
Well, we don't ever take water. I mean, water's heavy. We could take, I don't know, jet fuel or diesel or crude. Crude's probably the heaviest.
You can't spawn those in on the spawner though, can you?
It's career mode.
That's true.
You can only spawn water in, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, scuba gear inside was the other thing, wasn't it?
Scuba gear inside.
Yeah, in case of capsize.
Oh yeah, inside the cabin,
Where am I going to put it?
underneath the padded seats.
On the ceiling.
Yeah, underneath or above the padded seats, or just in the
Massive.
floor.
Literally
They're-
massive.
3x3.
Yeah, I know they are, but
Put them in the floor, put them in the ceiling, wherever you want.
it's going to ruin the whole look.
What about on the roof above the bridge?
Yeah, where it's solid roof.
That's annoying. Symmetrically mirrors it. The set bar. Okay. You sure you didn't leave something there? I don't think so. I don't know. I hope not. Alright, let's try that. Alright, am I okay to spawn?
Yeah.
I'm playing on advanced difficulty with no fueling.
Nothing there.
So you have to like refuel your craft every time. This is spawned with water in, so it's probably going to sink. Yep.
Oh.
Oh, actually.
So that's with 114,000 litres of water on it, and that is very sinky.
She sits low, but she's still up.
Yeah, just about.
So that's how much did you say that was?
Well, it's full of water.
How much did you say?
114,000.
Well, so we know it can take 50,000 easy.
I mean, the thing about that as well is it has no fuel on board. But then you don't normally carry water.
Yeah.
But I do think that storage bay is too much. You don't really want to fill that. You really want me to have cake, don't you, referee?
I'd never take it to capacity because it will sink it.
You should add the manhole cover to the engine bay so that when spawning the ship you can get down there to watch the room if it gets flooded or not. Right, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to take that out of there for a second. I'm going to make this room a lot smaller so the weight's further back as well, so that it spreads a little differently. Okay, that should have less than 114 now. So the pumps are in this compartment.
We taking the fluid spawner out, or
I've left it in for now. I just want to spawn it back in and see what it behaves like. I mean, in theory, you could open that up for water ballast, but I doubt you'd need that much ballast. How you control the camera? You just hold the right click down and then use WASD, but you need to put it on free mode. Don't have it on orbit mode. Orbit mode sucks. Put it on free mode. Click on the camera, put free mode in. Hold the right mouse button down and then just use WASD like that. And then Q and E goes up. And after a while, you just kind of get used to it.
You know you can hold down middle mouse and move your camera around freely like that.
Yeah, but that's just weird.
Is it?
It is, yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, I think we're ready for spawning.
Awesome.
clear?
Are you just filling like half the tank now?
It'll have less than 140. We need to see what the new limits are. It's probably like 80, 90 or something. It should help it not sink.
New limit is 75,000 on the nose.
Looks like it's sitting okay.
Yeah, that's fine. And that's full of water.
If the sea was a bit more calm, you could get a better idea, but it does look good.
So that gives us a still 9485 water ballast, which is correct.
Yep.
And that gives us a storage tank level of exactly 75k.
Nice. I think that'd be fine.
Yeah, I'll just despawn that, change the setting on the dial. Should be good to go. The anchor should be high, might be drag. Yeah, I think you're right. 5,000. Yeah, we're gonna have to raise this up slightly, I think. I might push it back one as well. Yeah, I'll push it back one and raise it up. Just going to quickly raise the winch up a block because it is dangling in the water.
Have you disabled the fluid spawner as well?
Oh, I haven't, but remind me.
Okay.
Disable the fluid spawner.
There's always one, isn't there?
We'll have to move that bit.
Who dumped all this stuff on Sean?
I'm guessing it's the one that doesn't speak.
He's covered in stuff.
2 blocks should do it. Paste that. Clear. Let me merge that with the frame only. Don't merge it with that, otherwise it won't move anymore. I'm going to just change these blocks a little bit. Okay, right, fluid spawn. Right, fluid spawn has gone, winch has moved up slightly. I think V9 should be good to go.
Good, good. What do you mean, Whiteland?
The cockpit is mostly assembled gases, but I haven't put all the video camera lighting equipments up yet. Flipping heck, this thing is stormy.
Now we'll use Paul's new one.
Turn the mag on. Okay, the anchor's on, by the way. The side rail is wrong colour on the extended section.
I'm not sure on the spelling on the captain's seat.
Yeah, I need to fix this as well. What?
I said I'm not sure on the spelling on the captain's seat.
Capitan seat? Do you know what? When I wrote that, I literally wrote it deliberately as Capitan, and somebody went, "It's Captain." I went, "No, it's Capitan. Tell Squirrel."
Could you don some scuba gear, Paul, and get this fuel line connected?
Okay.
Oh my god, we're being thrown everywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Are we doing one of these two missions?
You think there's a rescue one you were going to do?
There's deliver
the
engineers.
engineers, yeah.
Well, there's an hour and 15 on that, or we could sleep and get rid of this storm.
Yeah, I'd vote to sleep.
Well, you're currently fueling.
On my screen,
Okay.
the water's coming up so high, it's actually coming in.
Right, wanna go to sleep then?
Yeah.
You're gonna sleep through this mission then?
If we sleep through it, we'll sleep through it. There'll be another one. That's
Something
a bit
like
calmer.
that?
Yeah, it's a bit calmer.
Calma, 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 calma. Chameleon.
Right, AFK.
Okay. Still got 40 minutes to do the mission.
The beds are amazing. What are you talking about? The compact beds they're called. You still fueling? How much fuel do you want?
That's 2,000. I don't know. I don't know what somebody normally puts in.
Well, I don't even know where you're going.
We're going to...
You're not doing seismic sensor because that's about to end.
No, we're doing the other one, and it's quite far.
Okay.
And with the new size, have we even tested
Nope.
range yet?
I've not even driven it in that structure.
Okay. So yeah, I would give it quite a bit.
I'm going to put the heaters and Arctic gear on when they go. They're going to take the boat and I'm going to edit.
That's nearly 3.5.
You want the fuel flow thingy? Does it work yet, Wyland?
Well, that button got stuck. That's 4,000. I don't know if that'll be enough.
You said it was far.
Hmm.
It's better than this one. What, the one
I
that
guess we
doesn't
can do a
work?
full tank.
Actually, I don't think the fuel flow meter was put on the ship. Oh, was it? What is it? Or what was it supposed to display at Wyland? Because you can't really. The only way you can give me that now is if we teleport to the outpost and then you spawn it and then I bring it into my bench. That's the only way. If you want to do that, I can grab it quickly, but don't do it here. Just don't spawn it here.
5.5. That should be enough. Where's the detach button?
It's on the main. If you sit
Oh,
the button to the right of the bridge.
There you go. Detach. That's nearly 6,000.
Oh, I absolutely hate spawning here. Can I despawn your heli, Jack?
Yeah, it's fine.
One sec, Wyland. Okay. What should we call that? Jack heli.
Hello. You can move a stent.
I built Whiteland this little fuel testing thing so we could
We've got
debug his controller.
just under 6,000.
Return to workbench.
Yeah, I'd rather just take a full tank personally.
So we want that.
Well, we've detached now.
Edit.
Oh,
Fuel flow calculator.
Okay.
We'll save that over the top of the fuel flow average burn thing.
So we can go and get these engineers.
Is it the same ship the last few days? Yep. It's just been evolving. It's mutated, it's grown. It's become stronger. Don't forget to release the anchor before you go anywhere. You've snapped the anchor, well done.
It's fine.
Facepalm.
Well, who put the anchor down?
Did I or did I not say the anchor is down?
I seem to recall something about an anchor, but I assumed that because Jack said we're disconnected, I assumed everything was disconnected.
I didn't even know the anchor was down.
Something about assumption making an ass out of you and me, something like that.
Something like that. So 29 knots is now top speed.
29, is that it?
Yeah.
That's a lot of drag. Yeah, we're going to do the train.
Now.
We'll do the train on the next session. What I'm going to do is going to edit this. I'm going to put some Arctic heating in here so that we can go to the colder climates. Arctic, let's have a look. Searchlights. Oh wow, there's Arctic outfits as well.
Yeah. You want both the Arctic outfits and the heaters. The heaters are just for when it gets like really, really cold, but the Arctic outfit you need to be wearing like all the time you're up there.
Let's get rid of these. Mr. Broker, thank you for 47. We've already got scuba inside, we do. I'm going to put 4 Arctic outfits out here. And we'll also have scuba there. Because we've got 2 scuba outfits here, 2 up there. We've got 4 there, and a 1 there just in case you need to quickly jump in the water for whatever reason. And then fill that back up. Right, we've got Arctic gear now as well.
Awesome.
I would love to move that further down now, blimey. So now we need some Arctic heaters. So if we have a look in here, a heater. A small heater that will provide warmth to nearby players. When enabled, the heater will warm any players within a 10-meter radius, allowing them to survive cold conditions. 10 meters? How many blocks is that? Is that 4? No, hang on. Is it 4 blocks per meter?
4 blocks in length is a meter.
So that's 40 blocks. That's a lot.
Yeah. I usually put, like, in a room the size of your cockpit, I would put 2. 1 either side, just to be sure.
Blimey. ED, how you doing? Should we have ceiling heaters? Like that. Wait, can we not change the colour of this?
So we're now burning 350 litres a kilometre.
Wow, that's a lot.
In economy mode?
No. In top speed, which is now 26 knots.
Right.
That's not so clever.
Nope.
That's a backward step.
Have you got the engine set to the highest RPS? Paul.
Let's have a look. Max power 100%, RPS limiter 30.
Right, so you could always notch that up to 40.
But once it's in gear, it's only doing 15 RPS anyway. It's not even in gear and it's doing 15 RPS.
Or adjust the gear ratios, that might do it.
Well, it ain't going to make it go quicker, I know that much. Because if you engage the 3rd gear as well, you'll see. Have you got, which gear have you got in? Gear number 2?
I've now put 2nd gear in, which is gear 1 on your dash.
Yeah. So the first green light, that will give you a 3:2 ratio. If you press the 3rd key, you'll get another 3:2 ratio on top.
So with the clutch fully open and the throttle fully open, it's 8 RPS, but it's 17 knots.
I found that I could get maximum speed just by using that 1st gear. If I brought the 2nd gear in, I couldn't get the same speed. I don't know if it's just not got enough grunt. I don't know.
Yeah, you might be at the point now where you need the 2nd engine.
Yep.
But it's a case, it really is a case of fine-tuning, getting the RPS on the engine set to the perfect level, getting the gearboxes set up just, and that can take a long time to get perfect. Plus, hull shape has a lot to do with speed through the water as well.
Yeah, I just think those azimuth thrusters are creating a lot of drag.
That and the flat front of the hull. We don't exactly have a speed hull shape.
What, you think it should be pointy?
Yeah, probably, if you want to get better speed. But that doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not a racing boat. As long as it can carry liquid efficiently, then it's fine.
Those ships are kind of pointy. Yeah, to an extent. I mean, those huge oil tankers are pretty wide. But they can create nice curves, we can't. And I have just split this in the middle and extended it by 8 blocks, so it is pretty flat front now. I mean, we could also lift it out of the water with some planes. Anyway, let's put some heating in here. So we'll probably just want to have a breaker for the heating, I think, and then an indicator light. I think that should do it. Let's see, what's this? They're not being used, they're not being used.
Well, we're not even there yet, and we've burnt through 2,000 litres of fuel.
Okay, that's not very efficient.
Yeah, that's definitely a difference.
And we've got 8 kilometres to do after that.
Well, happy sea testing. Should have filled the main storage tank as well.
If we have to fill up with that much fuel just to do one little mission.
Heating. Let's make that a nice orangey colour. Name of the fuel guzzler. Lol. Right, electrics. So the main breaker is going to come into A. And then B can go to heating element. Where's my always on thing? Always on. We bring that up to the indicator light.
Are you putting another engine in, Paul?
Right now, I'm just putting the heating in. And Whiteland's V2 fuel flow meter thingy. So you can look and scream as the number's just so massive. You're like, what? You're having problems with fuel consumption and want to put in another engine. That's what has been suggested. What did I put Whiteland's controller thingy? Cargo bay controller, fuel flow calculator, there it is. So that was sending a number up to this thing. Fuel burn. I don't know if I need to delete Whiteland's fuel flow calculator or whether it'll just update now based on the fact that I've pulled in another version of it. I don't know.
Is it a whole different thing, or is it... Actually, what you can do is you can click on it with the arrow key. You can then click on load at the top. Click on the 3 dots to edit it, then click on load. And then load in the new one you've just saved from Whiteland. Yeah, and then update.
Oh, that's bigger.
Might have to redo some wiring, but it's a bit easy.
Fuel flow calculator. Fuel amount input. Okay. Fuel flow output. Fuel capacity. Max min timer. Percentage.
So 3k of fuel and we're not even here yet.
Just backing into the place now.
What do you mean delete Whiteland? What am I supposed to do with these Whiteland? I don't know what the capacity is. Do I have to feed the capacity in, or do I have to send that in? It's 8400 or something. SnowRunner, yeah. Didn't I already make a video, Dutch Foxy, about SnowRunner? I'm pretty certain I did.
There you go, weatherboard. Good to go.
Whiteland. To get the fuel, to get the flow, you don't need the capacity. There's a capacity gauge you can place in the tank. No, because it's not an open tank, Whiteland. It's fuel tanks. I have to feed it a constant number, Whiteland. So what I have to do is just put some kind of, was it constant number thing next to it, and then set it to what I know it to be, which is 8400, and then wire it in that way. If I add more tanks, I'll have to remember to change them.
8475, isn't it, with the pipe fill?
8475.
Yeah, as far as I remember.
What else do I need to connect, Whiteland? What about these two? Min-max timer and percentage. I don't know. No idea what that's for. Those are outputs. Okay. What did we display this? Engine RPS, engine temperature, fuel. Did we send it here? Oh, I sent it here, didn't I? The fuel burn. Speaker's just died. Oh dear. Yeah, that's a bit better. Need to do some decoration in here at some point. Also, these blocks don't need to be here anymore.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
That can go like that. Got a lot more space for instrumentation now. Well, that button is far away. What are the cup holders? Wait a sec. Cup. No, we don't have any cup holders. You need 4,000 research points to unlock them. Turbod, thank you for 32 months. Scotsman, thank you for 34. Thank you, guys. Right, so that's that. So there's a wall that I seem to remember needed fixing. Or some painting or something. That needs repainting back. That was it. I noticed some wall back here. Right, it's good for the Arctic. Let's see if we can do something about fuel efficiency, I guess.
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do, but it's either fuel efficiency or speed. You know, you'd like to do both, wouldn't you? Depending on the situation, but
Yeah, it's a matter of like how do we do that? Add the timer as well, then you'll know how long you got left with the tank. At least approximately. The game doesn't do time. Okay, what I might do then is I might put separate... I might move the display over here then.
can I ask, the engine run switch on the dash, what does it actually do?
Engine run.
The key switch.
You can't start the engine without that key turned on. So you have to turn the key and then press the button.
Okay, so but you can turn the key off once the engines are running.
Yeah, it's just to stop you accidentally clicking start.
Okay.
It doesn't do anything after that. Because it's just the way the engines work in this game. Like, you start them and you can't... There's no off switch. There's nothing. There's no keep alive. There's just nothing.
No, you just drop the RPS
fuel
to kill the engine, don't you?
Pretty much. Or you'd have to have a fuel cut-off button or something. I mean, I guess you could drive it that way. You could have that key drive a fuel valve and just cut the fuel to the engine.
No, that's fun.
Which is a nice idea. There you go. Valve. Fuel on-off valve. An on-off valve controls flow from one side of the valve to the other. Fuel can flow in both directions. $100. So what you can do is where the fuel comes into the engine, which is like here, annoyingly, you can put the valve, because it comes in from both sides, and just stop the fuel going in when the ignition's off. That way, when you stop the engine, instead of just bringing the revs down, you just turn the ignition key off and it'll be like... Chimpercide, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome to the house. Your trains look different than trains in my country. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a floating train. We may have got sidetracked.
Box, Jack.
Box, 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 Jack.
Whereabouts?
Just off the bow.
Oh, I can see it, yeah. Oh, look,
More tires, yay.
That's what we needed.
Is there another one in front of us, or am I seeing things?
Another one?
I think it might have just been a wave.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
No, it's okay. Carry on.
But it is the middle of the night and it is raining for me, so...
It's raining, but it's just about to go in tonight.
Seriously, how many times do I have to click that button? Right, so
We need some super high-powered spotlights on the roof.
So we put a fluid valve.
So do I keep the speed up to get there in time for the mission timer, or do I reduce speed to save fuel and maybe not make the mission in time?
How long we got left? 16 minutes. Oh, we should make it in 16 minutes.
What, on a slower speed?
I would think so.
If only you had Whiteland's little timer thing.
Yeah, does it actually work?
I have to ask Whiteland that, I don't know. Okay, so this thing is going to be powered from master brake. And then the valve state is going to be controlled by the ignition key. So there's the ignition key. Which is... Come on. Not
That's
there.
not the ignition key.
Shh. There's the ignition key. Engine run activated. Goes to that controller. Which is also going to go to the fuel valve. There you go. So in theory, and theory was never good in practice, but in theory now, if you turn that key off, it'll cut the fuel to the engine.
No, my key still doesn't do anything.
Which will act as a nice engine cutoff. Gastus, 48 months and counting. Keep up the great work, Paul, and may you keep content and streaming for many years to come. Thank you, Gastus. That's really nice. See, on my screen it says 46 months, but you're saying 48, so is it miscalculated?
Really?
Just
We're
off
getting
the
lucky, aren't
bow,
we?
starboard
She floats,
side.
yeah. She floats, she's just not very quick. And the problem is, like, I don't know if that engine's enough. It's got enough horses
yeah,
now.
looks like there is.
The problem is, the only other engines we've got... That's the one we've got in, the large diesel engine.
More tyres, yay!
And if that's not cutting it, then...
Well, we've got enough to
You
do
know.
that research now.
You'd have to put 2 engines in there or go electric.
Did we still
go
want to do
hybrid.
fire?
Could you not have 2 large? We can have 2
Oh,
large
no, that
engines,
was so
but they're going to
long
guzzle
ago.
fuel, aren't they?
Paul, did you want to do fire research still?
I don't mind. Whatever you guys want to do.
Just looking through, I don't think there's anything we need specifically right now.
You got your compact tracks, didn't you?
I
Yeah,
have
you did.
compact tracks, yes.
Did you want a function logic, function blocks, trigonometry and exponent,
Don't need those yet.
some tank type tracks, jet stuff, radios, radar and sonar?
You're going to give custom fuel tanks.
I'd love to build a radio control for the pumps. You know,
Yeah. I have yet to
things,
find out what their what channel they're on though.
they're written on the posts, aren't they? The frequency they operate on is written on the posts.
Oh, that's right then. Well, then it's either fire for 14 or radio for 20, in which case we'd have to wait a bit. Because we've only got 17.
Whatever you think.
I don't know, you'd have to be the tiebreaker there, Paul.
What, between radio and
Fire.
Radio and fire. What's radio going to give us? The ability to do what?
You can remote control the pumps, you know, the tower pumps at the refinery and other places. You
Wait,
can just generally use radio components to send communication to each other, have remote controlled things.
have they built that into the pumps at the tower?
The refinery and on the oil rigs, they're all radio controlled.
So you don't have to get out and do it?
Yeah.
As opposed to fire missions?
Yeah.
Which we can't do yet anyway, because we don't have anything to put fires out?
Only naval, well, only maritime fires if you add a pump to the.
Maybe the thing to do here is to add a huge
Which wouldn't
prop.
be too difficult, because it would just be the cannon that they give you when you unlock it. A bit of pipe connected to seawater.
One giant prop to rule them all. Well, if it's going to make life easier refueling, I'd say go radio. If we don't need that yet, then go fire.
We can certainly do radio, but we'll have to wait till this mission's complete.
Large
Because we need 3
propeller
more points.
has a massive 20 and a force of 100,000. That has a force of 200,000. So that provides the same force as 2 of these. A large boat propeller. This propeller will only operate underwater. That is like 5 times the mass as that. So 2 of them is a lot lighter and chucks out the same force. Interesting.
There you go.
You think it's better to use one bigger prop and
There
we
isn't a
use less
box here
horsepower?
anymore, is there?
No, I think we got it.
Can't you reduce the drag on the bow? How?
Radio is being researched. 2 hours.
You really
I'll
should.
just go up just to check.
You really should. You will have more space for stuff, and you could hold more fuel. Ducky, sorry, I missed what you. Context. I don't know what I was talking about. Make it more pointsy. How does the game model resistance in the water? Does anybody know? Does this game use a dedicated server? A week last Friday, they released a dedicated server. It's a little bit buggy. An update's coming this week, and hopefully fixes some of the issues. You can run it standalone from your game. You can host a game, or you can run a dedi now.
We've got 1,200 left in the tank.
No, there's no DLCs at the moment. The devs are pretty good like that. The devs are pretty reasonable. The bigger prop will need more power to spin up, but the flywheel principle will keep going with less force than 2 smaller ones. Hydrodynamics are very weird. Currently, a box will be faster than a nice rounded bow with wedges. Really? So shaping the bow at the moment will actually make it worse. That's weird. Can you add fins underwater? It will lift. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can do that.
So 1,200 litres of fuel.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
We're not too far from the refinery, but it's just whether we want to take diesel back to the base, but I don't think there's hardly any left.
You can host your own servers. There's probably not much left, if any, so we do need a fuel run.
Yeah. Outpost TT needs a top up as well, because I was using some for testing the chopper.
Fuel burn. Fuel time remain. Measured in some things. Measured in Whitelands. I don't know what that's measured in. So the fuel burn, instead of going to that, is going to go to that. And the min-max timer, or the percentage, I guess it's that one. How long left until the tank is empty? In what, seconds-ish?
I kind of personally feel like we should use version 6.
For fuel moving.
Yeah, because it's just quicker, isn't it?
Okay. Or are you going to bring that back then? Have you got enough fuel to pump out?
Well, we've only got 10,000. We've only got 1,000 litres left, and it's burning at a great rate of knots.
Meant
So
to
we're
hit
probably not going to get this
save and
back
hit
then.
spawn. There's 7,000 litres of fuel left at the base here.
Yeah, so it's not enough to even fuel one once.
Yeah, but it's enough to fuel a ship, drive up to the loading bay and get more.
Yeah,
What?
we could.
You
we
make
could
your
load
first
in
run
the
a fuel
last-
recovery run.
We could load in the last version of this ship before it was expanded, and fill up that 7,000 into the fuel tank, and then go off and get some.
Well, we can shorten that because we're here at Sea Cakes, aren't we?
We
Yeah,
can do
you.
it here.
We're at Terminal Spy Cakes, aren't we? So
Well,
we
if you can you make it to the north, you can load up on as much diesel as you like.
Come back, Nutter.
The island to the north is where you load fuel. If you got enough fuel to go around that island and go to the loading thing, you can load up tons of diesel.
Welcome.
Put it all in the main storage tank and carry on.
Yeah, it was then the efficiency of moving it in this current build, because it's not very quick.
No, but it can carry a lot more. But then we don't need. We can only store 25k.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome back.
It's up to you. I mean, either just despawn that vehicle and spawn V6 here and start again. Up
Well,
to
we
you.
can spawn V6 here, it's not a problem.
Yeah, we both got it saved.
Oh, you've got some fuel there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do that then. Can you pump that
Spike.
fuel back in the tank?
Welcome back,
yeah.
Nutter.
Mr.
Spike
Kieran,
should have a full load, I think.
thank you for
Or
gifting
be maybe
5 subs,
1,000
Mr.
off.
Kieran. Appreciate the support. Thank you, GG.
I can't see anything, Jack.
Oh, so
Very kind.
Like, I haven't got a clue where anything is. I don't know where the wall is or anything.
yeah, you're gonna have to keep going and turn right.
Well, Sir Myrtle, you say that,
It's
right?
daytime for you now.
You
Yeah.
say that, Sir Myrtle, but
Okay.
on my machine, I ran my game,
There's
ran
kind
my
of the wall on
dedicated
the left,
server,
dips
ran
in,
OBS and
that's the
streamed it
actual
and
dock.
recorded
So
it,
you
and it was
turn
fine.
Left now.
But then I've got a 10-core CPU. But you should be absolutely fine to play a Deddy server and play at the same time. Should be no problem.
Yep, this is it. The stairs around the side.
Right.
We have 23,000 here.
There's 900 on board.
So what's the game doing
Do
in
you care about that
resistance terms?
900
It's
or
just
do you
putting a
wanna
box around
despawn it?
this.
Is it worth the hassle?
Probably not, no. I'd rather just get the previous back in.
Is this
and
just a
start
power
getting it
problem? Like,
fueled
I
up.
don't understand. How do we make this game, how do we make this ship go, just operate better? It seems to be burning lots of fuel now and not going very quick. Just need more power? It's the drag.
Right, I'll tell you what, because we're gonna have to take this back anyway. I'll jump this back to the other place, and then you spawn in the 6 and get it fuel.
We've
start
got
getting fuel,
gearboxes,
and then
bro.
I'll jump back.
We've got
Okay.
gearboxes.
Oh, is the bay clear?
Yeah. We've got reverse gear, 3 to 2 and a 3 to 2. Now currently,
Or I won't.
if I put that in
Yeah,
3
I
to
just
2
got
ratio,
it from the workbench.
if I put that in 3 to 2 ratio, it's like putting it in this, putting this in as well as that just makes it worse. It's too heavy. The lower it sits, the more drag it will slow down. They set up more torque and more RPS. So they're set up to point towards the engine, so you get more speed, more RPS, aren't you? We can actually make this game do what I want. Set up for more speed because they're pointing to the engine. So these ratios are reversed effectively. So what that means is 2 turns of the engine is 3 turns of the prop.
In this.
To move a load of fuel back, I'd probably do a bit more than that.
Well, we can fuel with fuel at the fuel.
Yeah, but Sanjit, somebody just said that the game's hydrodynamics
we
are
can.
quite
It's
simple,
just, I
and
mean,
that if you
it's
make it
technically-
pointy, it actually makes it worse.
I don't know,
Because then
whatever.
we'd have to put more fuel back here, wouldn't we?
Exactly. It's probably drag factor per block, probably. You have the same issue trying to solve it for 2 days. Use a larger prop.
How did you do that?
You mean change from
I
2
don't
props to
know,
1
it's
prop?
Glitch.
Is that what you mean? Let's try it. Let's do a version of this ship with just 1 giant propeller. And actually see if that makes any difference. Because, you know, I'm curious.
That does not want to come down.
It really depends how the game works. Let's paint this back in so we can see what we're doing on the hull.
Paul,
Yeah?
sorry to bother you. Could you come to Spy Cakes, please?
He's never going to get his boat finished at this rate.
Okay, where are you?
Alright.
Spy
Terminal Spy Cakes.
That's the big one.
1 big prop will best since 100% of the horsepower will go to the prop and dissipate. Reduce the largest surface area. Right, we're going to find out. Yeah, I think the front props are causing drag, but I don't know if that's significant.
To the ship, please.
Where is it?
Up here, next to me, where I'm standing.
Wait, what? I thought it was in the water.
No, we can't even get it over the dockside.
Okay, how do I get out of here?
Down to the front. Keep swimming along.
Where's the
underneath
front?
us. Front of the boat. Keep going along, and then left at the end. And there's a set of stairs.
Chris, thank you for the bits, mate. Good afternoon to you. No S&T today. I'm hoping to do it next week. Or is it?
Down here.
Was he glitched?
No, it's not glitch. It's just we can't make it move.
You want it on the main tank?
No, just on the in is fine.
You want it on storage or the engine tank?
Fuel engine tanks, please. Thank you.
Right, let's get down to a single prop solution. You still looking forward to the first stream of the new rig? So am I, bro. I think we just need some blocks to set the prop back a little bit. So that's the center block there.
Are you back, Jack?
Yeah.
Can you reel the hose in?
Welcome back, Nutter. Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Oh, wait a minute. Props are coming down, interestingly enough. How much is that? Wait a minute. I'm driving this generator off the engine RPS. Is that okay to do that? I don't know what that generator's going to do. I don't know how much power that's stealing. As the engine spins up, that thing's turning at the same speed as the engine, so it's like a constant load. Exactly. I don't know if we need that.
Connector?
I don't know. If
I
the
don't think
hose
that's a
just
good idea
stops,
anymore.
then just leave it.
You know, all that
Oh, I think
generator's
it's
doing
gone
is
through the bottom.
keeping the batteries topped up. The only
Oh,
things
there
we
it is,
load
just
are the
gone through.
winch,
It's good.
the cargo bay, and maybe the rails to move things around.
You
Yeah,
ready?
exactly. That's what I'm thinking, Sir Myrtle. The faster I spin that, the more load. Every time you spin the engine up, the
Ooh, that's
load on that
different.
gets greater. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
sucking
right.
power. It's like a massive parasite on the. I don't think swapping it's enough. I think what I want to do.
Perhaps add interior lights off.
I think it should go through either a gearbox or a clutch or something.
Please.
You what?
Can you turn the interior lights off, please?
Well, we've already got solar panels, but they don't work at night.
Oh, that wasn't the right button. There's the interior light button.
On the bulkhead.
Ah.
Every gearbox reduces efficiency by 5%, so after 3, the original output is 15%
Yeah, I can actually
less.
see out now.
There's not a great deal I can do about that, apart from remove 1 gearbox, potentially. You're going to have a minimum of 2. Put it on a switch. Yeah, kind of. Because, like, you can't just turn it on and off. You need to disconnect the drive from it. And you can't do that through a gearbox. You'd have to do it through a clutch. So the clutch is on 100% or the clutch is on 0. I think what you actually want is you want a controller to drive the clutch, right? So you want to say, well, if the batteries are full, just don't have it clutched in at all. And if the power drops below a certain level, we'll re-engage the clutch and bring it back up. And just do it that way. Something like that. But I'm just gonna see where the power. There's no logic connected to that. All that does is feed back into the main relay. All right, so we'll put that back in a sec. That's connected to the battery relay at the moment. I'm just going to delete it, and that way I can do something a bit tidier with the propellers and stuff. So where is that? So there's the new incoming propeller drive shaft. So we could we just need to route that around to there. We don't need to split it anymore. Could possibly go underneath, but I'd rather not in case I need that space later. I think we'll just drive it straight down and then take it around the engine. Only needs to go through 1 set of gearboxes as well. Because if we're losing 5% per gearbox, we're actually losing 30% of our power is going through the gearboxes. And then whatever the generator was bleeding, I can see why we're losing a lot of power here. Putting the generator through after a gearbox will also mean more power output due to more RPS. I guess that depends how you configure it. When are we going to start building the train? I'm about to go to a break, and then we'll come back at 5, and then I want to finish this boat off, and then we'll go on the train. Let me just save that as Medship 11. Yeah, it is break time. So, yeah.
Time to head out into the playground.
Exactly, time to go and get pop and crisps and run around the playground and kick a ball. That kind of thing.
Good.
Yay!
Lunchtime, kiddies. Right, guys, I'm going to take a break, get some food, and I'll be back in 1 hour's time. Back at 5 p.m. We're going to carry on with this, and then hopefully we'll get over to the train. I want to fix this before we do the train thing. Hopefully we can fix it in an hour, then build a train, and then go north to the Arctic. So when we get back, I'm going to quickly edit this ship for an hour, maybe less, hopefully, and then we'll go build a train and go north.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah. It is quite a journey.
In the train?
Yeah.
Well, we'll just put a jet engine on the train then.
I have one of those.
Well, there you go. We'll be there in 5 minutes. Right, guys. I shall see you in an hour. If you're heading out, then have a great evening, and I'll see you soon. Right, back at 5.